Well, I doubt any of you actually own Groupon, but if you do, you can delight in the mirthful expression of Andrew Mason here. This was from a Business Week article called something like "The Education of Andrew Mason," showing how wise and smart and what a great leader he had become. Groupon's getting killed after hours. Looks like a new lifetime low. I imagine that in 2 years, Zynga and Groupon won't even exist as public companies anymore. It may not be 2 years, maybe 1 year, even half a year. It's just, a joke. But isn't he darling? I imagine the shareholders are about in the same position as the bacteria in those unsocked feet of his right now. But, he got out. He got out early at fantastically high prices. So hearty congratulations to everybody who bought at $30 a share. What's it going at now? Let me check after hours. Bid 6.21, down about 20%. So he's got a lot of people that hate him, but he's got a ton of money now. So I'm sure he's couldn't care less. Couldn't care less. But I care about you and about my positions. I don't have the money Mason does, but at least I'm not hated quite as widely. Let's walk through some charts, shall we? Mostly what I got for you is short ideas for you today. Surprise! Perma-Bear strikes again. But they're real. I've got 75 shorts right now. And they're all tiny, except for TLT, which is decently honking. Let's start off with the ZB, since I mentioned it. Here's ZBU. And gave me a bit of a scare today with some early strength, but we are still nicely configured on this, I think. As I said, I target about 145 for this, and it may seem odd that I would be bearish on TLT and also bearish on equities, but these are all very carefully selected, and it is not out of the question that these can move down together, keep in mind. As far as the ES goes, the one really encouraging thing that happened last night when I was watching the market is that, at first the euro was soft and then it rallied, and I'm so far behind in all aspects of my life right now. I don't know anything going on. I don't know what's going on with the euro or Merkel or any of those jokers. But what I did know is the chart exploded higher on the euro and the ES didn't really care, which was cool. And so I actually had a good day today. I was up about 3 times as much as the market was down, which is always nice. And the other cool thing is that this is like an ungodly vulnerable position the bulls are in right now. As my title indicates, Apple is about the only thing holding anything up right now. I have mentioned the bullish chart that Apple is in. It closed, I think, at today's high to the penny. It closed to the penny at 6:30 today. I've kind of forgotten my measure target. I think it was like 720 or something stupid like that. No one would be happier than me if this fell apart, but as it is now, on somewhat increased volume today, we broke out of this cup with handle pattern and could be on our way to the lower 700s. So that is the only reason the NASDAQ kind of defied the rest of the market and held reasonably well today. Few ETFs I like on the short side. I don't have position in gold right now, but it's starting to ease back a little bit, and when the gloves come off is if and when this trend line is broken. As it is now, we're still playing with this kind of range getting tighter and tighter here. But it's a very intriguing chart, and I noted with more than a little interest that the miners are starting to weaken again. I was short DBC. I covered at a profit and reshorted later in the day. This badly broken trend line down here, I think, is core to this chart. And hopefully we peaked back on the 9th last Thursday and are starting to flip the other way on this. I also like EEM, which similarly I came into the day short and actually stayed short on this one. Stop on this one I got as far as online at 40.79. Kind of the same notion of this trend line. What I wanted to do is buzz you through about 15 or so of my favorite shorts right now. I'm not going to go into great detail on these except to say that I'm short each one of these. These are kind of the cream of the crop from my entire list, and these are alphabetically arranged. So let's just get to it. Starting off with Autodesk, ADSK. Nice couple of broken trend lines here and a horizontal line, which is the basis for my stop. AHT, Ashford Hospitality. Another major broken trend line here with a nice topping pattern in place. This triangle pattern, things will really rock and roll if we can actually get below 7.35 there. ARMH, bit more of a complex pattern here, but a very nice retracement to this former pattern here and a gap. So kind of a 1-2 punch. AutoZone is getting perilously close to breaking really its last line in the sand. This is one of those momentum stocks that if it breaks down could, you could lose $80 overnight on this, given the right set of news. BRS is Bristow Group, something that I had a good play with in this direction, and I re-entered probably about $1 ago or so. And so terrific broken trend line here and a nice safe retracement. CAS, this is Castle A&M, getting a nice series of lower lows and lower highs on this one. One I've mentioned a few thousand times recently, Cliffs Natural Resources. I just love this company. Or company, what am I saying? I love the chart. I don't know anything about the company. They can make, used batteries as far as I know. But here's the wonderful pattern and this retracement back to this gap. It's got to be the prettiest pattern I'm following now. I just bought puts on this as well as short. GD, General Dynamics. Another topping pattern here, kind of in motion and zooming in, pattern within a pattern. So provided we stay beneath, I guess most conservatively, this gap at 64.65 looks good. Don't have any position in GDX right now, but I am short GG, Goldcore Incorporated. Nice bearish engulfing pattern on that today, and a very handsome long-term pattern. GTI, Graphtech. Pattern kind of speaks for itself, I hope. HUM, Humana. We've got, you notice a lot of these look very, very similar. We had a top here, break, retrace, another more severe break and retrace, thus making this larger pattern. Lazy Boy, LZB, broken trend line and a retracement to this smaller topping pattern. PNC, PNC Financial Services, recently broke what I think is a very substantial trend line back to March 2009. Ross Stores, ROST, an amazing stock having gone from 10 to 70 over the course of a few years. Starting to show some real signs of weariness, I think, and I've got to stop on this one just above here at 68.51. SanDisk, SNDK, this very substantial topping pattern with an enormous range, about a $20 range here. I think traveling to the bottom of the range is likely. Breaking beneath that, of course, would be cataclysmic. And then finally, TKR, Timken Company, with a retracement back to this gap. Very cool sort of core reversal in direction. All right, what else do I have to say? Click ads, use social trade, keep coming back for more. That's the thing to do. I've got a cool new feature coming out in social trade, and I'll probably be doing a post about that tomorrow. Good night.